Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to Baldr Sky, Dive 2. I woke up a couple of times today, but since I was recording quite late into the night, heck, late into the morning yesterday, I think I slept at 2 a.m. or 2:30 actually, because I was recording that Mind Beneath Us game. Let me also lower the music for you guys. I had to turn down or turn up the music for a bit because of that game. But yeah, I think I also actually got the flu, so my nose might be a bit stuffy today. But that Mind Beneath Us game is pretty interesting. I would say I was talking to my friend that hasn't played it. The friend that gave me the game is really enjoying the game too, but I was talking to my friend, right, and he's a pretty nitpicker. God damn you, pros. Because the Steam page actually had like emotional on the description of the game. He said that I don't believe that it's it's a good game. He believes that it's slop. I do think that the emotional part of the game is a bit tacked on. It feels like, like the characters are already pre-established and that their emotions and whatnot is not really something that I understand. But the moral dilemma and the premise of the game is quite interesting, so I'm enjoying it quite a lot. So I'll probably be doing another episode of that after I'm done coaching my friend today. Like right now it's 10:40 a.m. I'll be recording one episode here for Baldr Sky and then go to the gym and then coach my friend. And I'll probably come back at about... Depends on what time he wants me to coach. Since he's a doctor, it's really hard for me to just have a schedule routine with him. So a lot of the times he's sometimes late or he can cancel, But yeah, let me just do the last episode recap before we start off the episode. Shut up, Gilbert. So in the last episode, we did like one chapter of the reminiscence. One chapter was basically just one day. And it was a day that we've already seen on the flashbacks. I don't think there was anything different. At least not to my knowledge. Everything seems to be pretty... Yeah, everything I seem to just recall already read. So that was why I was like speed reading most of it. Sadly, there were multiple crashes of the game. Damn you computer! But yeah. We tried to get to the next route and I had to look up a Google. I had to look it up on Google and it gave me to a Steam page or a Steam discussion page. And turns out you have to go to Chinatsu's route to get to Aki's route here. And yeah, we basically just got to Aki's route. We were still in the first chapter and it's decent. I wouldn't say it's super interesting yet, but we're talking to our dad more. And we're still joining up with Fenrir, but this time we're probably gonna go with Ark instead of Goat. So, I believe this is after we talk with Nanoha, and the fact that we know about Chinatsu's situation, and Aki wants to talk to us about what's going on.
So, 暴動の最中にあったの。
But yeah, only hard part that I had to do on the previous episode was actually killing Gilbert during the Yoneuchi assassination.
ああ、どう見ても仇じゃない。ってまあ、俺も人のことは言えないけどね。
Damn you. Upon hearing the details of my encounter with Chinatsu, Aki sighs sadly.
なんか、俺を避けているみたいだったよ。まるで別人みたいに。
You know, I really understand Chinatsu's feelings quite well. Like, the people who are numb to emotions, for the most part, they try to keep themselves numb by staying away from relationships. It's not exactly the most comforting thing to do, but it is the easier thing to do. You know, it keeps us numb, it makes us not want to trust in relationships anymore. So that's why I feel like when I was playing through Chinatsu's route, I was kind of seeing my own reflection in her at some point.
辛いねこうあんなに仲良しだったのに。
きっと千夏も辛い目にあったのさ。
I get a momentary flashback of Sora melting and quickly shake it off.
こう
Aki tries comforting me by placing her hand on my head.
大丈夫、もう昔の話さ。それに辛い目にあったのは俺だけじゃない。
けど
それを言うなら秋姉も辛い思いをしたんだろ。
でも一番の辛さはこうが軍人になったこと。
ごめん、約束を破って。
いい、分かってるから。私には止める権利なし。ただ兵士には帰る場所が必要。帰る場所を作ればこうが帰ってくれるような気がして。
My heart starts aching. Aki and I are unfamiliar with society's standard families. That's why I understand her sentiment so well it hurts. I don't know, I feel like your family is a lot more nicer than what I have, Ko. But the grass is always greener on the other side, right? So it's kind of unfair for me to say that.
そうだね。ここは俺たちにとって家だったんだよな。
でも余計なことだったかも。ここを見て辛い思いをしていない？
ちょっとだけね。それ以上に癒されたよ。
ならいいけど。
レインも言ってたよ。ここに来るようになって俺の顔つきが柔らかくなったって。確かに自分でもそんな気がするしね。
I think that has to do more with the fact that you're losing your memories. Maybe even Chinatsu would regain her smile if she were to come here.
だったら千夏も連れてくればいい。
As if she read my mind, Aki nods slightly.
ああ、今度会ったら誘ってみるよ。
じゃああの子の部屋も再現しないと。
I guess things are gonna be the same too, by us inviting her to Arville City. Aki shifts her gaze towards the empty sports grounds. Her drowsy eyes are looking far into the distance.
ここは私にとっても本当に大切な場所。
うん。
ここはこうが約束を守ってくれた場所だから。
The nostalgic smile on her face makes me recall the day when Aki and I made the promise she's talking about. It happened when we still lived in the Nishino residence.
ただいま。
I walk in and shout that, but just like any other day, no one welcomes me. It's not like there's no one home. It's just that the people who live here aren't the friendliest bunch. However, I just don't mind it. That's what Aki taught me to do about this.
ただいま。
おかえり。
Just like always, I run straight into Aki's room. She's been smiling a lot recently. Yeah, see, the thing with Ko is that even though he has all of these hardships, he always had other people to rely on. When his mom died, like he got sent to the Nishino residence here and Aki was here. When his mom was bedridden and his dad didn't come home, he had Nanoha. In the real world, I think when you are facing those sort of situations, you don't have these friends. You don't have anyone to rely on. She must have been looking forward to me returning from school. That's why sometimes when I play these games, I feel, what is it? I feel like some of the predicament is similar to my own life, and yet the situation is way too different, way too unrealistic that I kind of deny that these sort of people actually exist.
遊ぼう。
And so Aki and I dive into the internet. She never wanted to play in reality, and when I was with her, we could play in any game space for free. After playing until we became tired, we returned to the usual place. For me, putting on a mask to just not tell anyone about what I was feeling back in the day when I was a lot younger, it was a lot easier. I mean, yeah, back in the day when you were a kid, who cares about what other people are feeling? At least that's what I told myself. Maybe it was a bad mistake for me to think that way. Maybe some people actually do care. But what are the chances that people do care, right?
私たち最強。
I don't actually think what I did back then was actually wrong. It was my own way of protecting myself.
でも魔法使いとロボットのパーティーって変じゃないかな。
気にしない。
Just like always, the two of us just hang out. It's fun being with Aki. However, I can't help but be curious about something.
ねえ、アキ姉は学園に行かなくていいの？
問題はない。ちゃんと教育は受けてる。
でもそれじゃ友達ができないでしょ？
友達なら自分で作った。
Who are your friends right now, Ko? Who are your friends other than Nanoha? And I don't think well, I think she was in your school. But right now, who are your friends?
作ったって？
Before I realize it, I'm surrounded by animals. No, by a bunch of creatures I can't even classify.
何これ？
友達。
いや喋れないのかな？
よお前何黙ってんだこれ。
ごめんなさい。
ほら、ちゃんとお話もできる。
お話なのかな？
会話以外のなんだって言うんだバケ。
しかもこんなに可愛い。
なあ可愛いだろおい。
I can't decide whether I should comment on them or say what I'm really thinking.
確かによくできてるけど、人間の友達はいらないの？
不要。
不要ってそんな。
どうせガキばっか。
そうそうどうせ小便臭いガキどもだ。
This is the sad reality, though. Because she made these characters, they're not going to be able to disobey what she's saying. So it's just going to reinforce her way of thinking.
ひどいな、アキ姉は。それを言うなら、俺だってガキなんだけど。
こうは違う。弟だから。それにこうは優しいから。
Though I'm still a brat, it's not hard for me to realize something. Aki surely had some bad experiences in school.
おいおい弟じゃねえだろこいつは単なる。
プリーズ。
It's just what? Were you actually going to say something? Was he gonna say something, deep in your heart that you don't want to be said? As if by magic, Aki makes the strange creatures vanish and looks right at me.
こうは友達と私とどっちが遊んでいて楽しい？
それはもちろん。
Saying that I have more fun with her is the easy way out. However, I feel like doing that would be lacking in sincerity. Because she's important to me, I should be more honest with her.
もちろん。そんなの比べられないよ。
Naturally, that made her sad. That's why I add the words I prepared.
俺の友達ですごく優しい女の子がいるんだ。泣き虫でドジだけど料理がとっても上手なやつなんだ。
She shouldn't be with us anymore, Ko. Because she moved out before our mom died, right?
いつか紹介するから一緒に遊ぼうよ。あいつならきっとアキ姉の友達になれるからさ。
私に正気？
もちろんだよ。どうせなら正気じゃなくて本気って言ってよ。
だって。
Shoki, I think you're crazy, right?
だって何さ。
その子私を嫌わない？怖がらない？
俺が一度でもアキ姉を怖がったことあるかい？あいつは俺なんかよりずっと優しいやつなんだよ。
でもこうたまに絶句してる。
それはだってアキ姉がわけのわからないことするから。
As I shout that, she daisically puts her hand on my head.
了解。
じゃあ紹介してもいいんだね。
不安だけど信じる。
じゃあ約束するよ。アキ姉の友達は俺が探して見つけてくる。いいやつばかり選んでみんなアキ姉に紹介するから。
Yeah, in the real world, sad to say that both Aki and Ko would never actually like meet, and they both have their own set of problems.
うん。
At that time, I had no means of knowing that Nanoha would go far away before I could fulfill my promise. A few months later, Aki left the Nishino residence to start going to school.
こうは約束を守ってくれた。
My mind comes back to the present, and I see Aki give me a gentle smile.
菜の葉、千夏、マサ、空、誠、みんなこうのおかげでお友達。
別に俺のおかげじゃないさ。これも何かの巡り合わせってやつだろ。
ううん、私人付き合い超苦手。
知ってるよ。でも俺のおかげじゃない。あえて言うなら如月亮のおかげだろうさ。
そうかも。
She mutters that and nods. I can easily tell just how much emotion she's putting into her words.
如月寮に来るまで私本当に孤独。先輩たちに会うまで誰もそばにいなかった。
Oh yeah, Aki actually had seniors when she first moved into the dorm. They'd all left school by the time I arrived, but I get a splitting headache again. I feel like I'm forgetting something important, but I have no idea what that is.
こう
Yeah, I'm guessing during the reminiscence, we're actually gonna remember some of these important details.
なんでもないよ、アキネ。そんなことよりもしかしてクーを作った理由は一人で寂しかったからかい？
うん。前に話したけど覚えてない？
ごめん。
私コウと別れた後寂しくて友達を作ろうとした。でも後悔してる。みんなに大変な思いをさせちゃった。
Well, I don't think creating Ku is the problem. Creating her based on a simulacra of someone alive is the problem. Especially if that someone alive is someone that we actually know.
クーにもコウにも空にも。
She silently looks at me as if to ask if I've forgotten that too.
確かに何か大変なことがあった気がするけど、こうか不幸か思い出せないよ。
クー多分私を恨んでいたのかも。
そんなことあるわけない。クーにとってアキネは作り手、母さんみたいな存在だろ。
So, does that mean that you can't hate your own mother?
だからこそきっとコウにはわからない。償う方法なし。それが悲しい。
Akia looks down and stops talking. I want to console her, but with all the past I've lost, I can't find the right words to say.
違う。
I look to the source of the voice and see the receptionist NPC standing right next to us. Wait, something's not right. The sadness in her expression just doesn't belong on an NPC.
違うって何？
恨むないナンセンス。母親を恨むありえない。ただ寂しくて。
嘘！
Aki, the creator of the NPC, opens her mouth wide and wide with shock. So it wasn't just my imagination. There's something abnormal going on with mass-produced coups.
アキネ、一体これは？
メンテナンスモード起動。
了解。メンテナンスモード起動します。
And so, as if it lost its soul, the NPC's expression loses all traces of humanity.
これって何が起きてるの？バグとかじゃないよね？アキネ。
ごめん、ちょっと調べ物。
Instead of responding to me, Aki turns around and starts walking away. Is she alright? She looks pretty perturbed. The next morning, Rain and I return to the base.
よう、こう。気分転換はできたか？
おかげさまで。
よし、早速ブリーフィングを始める。今回の任務はネット空間内のドミニオン拠点を襲撃、データベースの情報を奪取することだ。
Okay, in the previous chapter, or in the previous route, we actually have sex with Shinatsu here, which I assume in this one we're not gonna.
しかし少佐、ドミニオンの拠点をよく見つけられましたね。
The location of Dominion's HQ has been a mystery for a very long time, and their bases are well hidden as well, making it hard for anyone to lay a hand on them.
市長のアナンを追っていて、その流れでな。
アナン、いい噂は聞かない相手ですね。
調べてみたところ、アナンが懇意にしていた NPC ブートレガーが見つかった。連中は間違いなくドミニオンの息がかかっている。
しかし NPC ブートレガーですか？セクサロイドが絡むとなると、もしかしてその…
ああ、連中は無名都市内の愛と快楽のフォーラムを根城にしている。
なんとも面倒な場所に襲撃をかけるんですね。
Anonymous City is pretty much the unoccupied dump of the internet, located deep in the no-limiter area. It's made up of countless structures called forums.
愛と快楽のフォーラムって実際はフリーセックスと露出と OG 趣味の連中のたまり場なんですよね。
おお、詳しいな。
なぜ私を見るんですか？
すまん。
それぐらいで赤面していては、今回の作戦は大変なことになるぞ。今回は私とモホーク、門倉中尉とレイン少尉でペアを組み、カップルに偽装し、敵の構造体に侵入する。
カップルに偽装ですか？
何か問題でも？
しかしあそこは露出狂と乱行愛好家とフリーセックス主義者のたまり場で。
門倉中尉、これは任務だ。それとも何か不満でもあるのか？
I still think your pauses are a bit annoying, Shizzle.
不満などありません。しかし
I glance at Rain's face.
構いません。これは任務ですから。
She looks away from me.
別に本気で露出やら乱行しろとは言っていない。入場ゲートのチェッカーをごまかせればいいだけだ。つまり脳内物質の分泌状況を検査される。本物の恋人だろうが、その気になってないやつはお断りというわけだ。
しかし俺たちだってそんな気分にはなれないと思いますが。
偽装用の仮想薬物を配給する。使用すれば数分だけ恋人のような心境になれる。あまり溺れるなよ。任務に支障が出るからな。
溺れたりしません。
没入場所は市内のネットカフェを使用する。踏み台をたどられ、ここを察知されても困るからな。
いや、ペンリルに入隊してもやることに全く変わりはないんだな。
お前を引っ張り込んだのは、お前がこの手の任務に慣れているのも理由の一つだ。期待しているぞ、注意。
いや、そこを見込んでこう。 ついでと言っちゃなんだが、今回の作戦でお前に引き受けてもらいたいことがある。
はあ、何でしょうか。
I have a bad feeling about this, and I sure as hell don't like the fact that I can't refuse.
その件については後で個別に話してやる。ブリーフィング後、コーとジョーさんは俺の部屋まで顔を出せ。
Yeah, I don't think this happened before.
詳細は今から各自に転送する。作戦は今晩決行。それまでしっかり目を通しておくように。
Sorry about that. As we get the data, Major Shizzle and my old man leave the room.
すまんな。いつも妙な任務に付き合わせて。
仕方がありませんね。お仕事ですから。
She shrugs in a resigned manner, making me feel even more apologetic.
相手が注意で幸いでした。せいぜい任務を楽しませてもらうことにします。
Rain exits the room, leaving only me and Mohawk.
言っておくが、レインとはそんな関係じゃないからな。
その方がいい。
With his arms still folded, he gives me a nod.
戦場に自分の女を連れ回すのは感心しない。
俺の女でもないけれど、俺もそう思うからエンリルに入隊したんだ。
よし。
He slaps my shoulder with his bear-like hand and takes his leave.
相変わらずわからない男だよな。
Finally, I exit the room too.
二人ともわざわざすまんな。
いえ、
I respond and look around the room. Despite him being the one in charge in here, it's just like ours. The built-in shelf holds a potted carnation and a frame with a photo. It shows mother and young me, both laughing cheerfully.
それで大佐、私たちにしてほしいこととは何でしょう。
今回データベースを襲撃する際に、ついでと言ってはなんだが、もう一つ破壊するか奪い取ってほしいものがある。
ついでにってずいぶん気楽に言ってくれるな。アジトに潜入するだけで大事なのに。
まあそう言うな。これはクライアントからの頼みなんだ。親族間の助け合いにもなるしな。
Okay, we know about ARC's affiliation very quickly
と
here.
言いますと、アークの立花社長の依頼ですか。
そう、私からエイジさんにお願いしたの。
Suddenly, a hologram of my aunt appears in the room and looks directly at me.
これは、こんにちは、おばさん。
こんにちは、コウさん。
She greets me with a slight nod. She's as hard to read as always. A flat voice, an emotionless face, eyes that seem to look nowhere. If she didn't have her dignified aura, people could mistake her for a junkie.
コウさん、アキさんが作った NPC は見たわよね。
空、いえ、空の量産型ですね。
あのタイプの NPC について質問したそうね。社外でも流通しているのかどうかって。
確かに NPC に聞きましたけど、すごいや。さすが細かいところまでチェックしているんですね。
NPC の登用問題は我が社の懸案事項なのよ。詳しい話を教えてもらえないかしら。
はい。あれは。
Not even trying to hide it, I give her the address where I saw the NPC. However, I don't tell her that the NPC seems somehow special. Nothing about that point is certain. If I go about saying that, they might take me for a madman.
そう。ありがとう。協力に感謝するわ。
Aunt Sarah, stoic as ever, expresses her thanks. I've never seen her show any kind of emotion.
しかし、盗用が問題になっているって。
海賊版がセクサロイドに流用されているの。不届きにもあの子のデータを盗み出していかがわしい目的に使っている連中がいるのよ。
天下のアークからですか。そりゃすごいホットドガーもいたもんだ。
破られないアイスはない。ましてやルールを逸脱するような相手にはアイスなどないも同じですから。
She's talking about people that have the cyber brain syndrome, right? Is it called cyber brain? It's cyber something. Something like Makoto. Her implicative words pique my curiosity, but I have a different question for her.
つまり、セクサロイドを作ってる連中を締め上げ、元のデータを回収してほしいんですね。
ええ。早い話がそうね。
どうだ、悪い仕事じゃあるまい。お前だってあの子を怪我されたくはないだろ。
I mean, I don't care. That's not her.
人形をいくら怪我そうが空も風も汚れやしないさ。
Despite my words, my heart wavers a bit. Even if they're just crud copies, I really don't want to see Sora or Ku get treated like that. However, I'm so curious about one thing.
親父、おばさん、一つ聞いていいですか？
Did she say that? I hear like a
言っちゃなんですが、今の時期に危険を冒してしなくちゃいけないこととも思えないのですが。違法な NPC は確かに問題でしょうけど、それでアークが傾くわけではない。ついでと言ってもお使いのついでじゃないんだし。
ああ、わかったわかった。お前の言う通りだ。たく。
エイジさん、
セイラさん、こいつももう子供じゃない。これでも立派な注意殿だ。信用して話してやってもいいんじゃないですかね。
わかったわ。二人とも秘密は守れるわね。
Ansara raises her face and looks at me with her crystalline eyes.
無論です。守秘契約は入隊の時に済ませてあります。
あなたも知っているように、クーは単なる NPC じゃないの。あれは本来、水無月空さんの脳にリンクを貼られたシミュラクラという存在なの。
ええ、それは覚えています。
では、論理上、クーのオリジナルが稼働しない。たとえデータが残っていても、昔のような人格的存在として機能しないのはわかるわね。
はい。
私たちはクーの形状や声、基本パターン、使える部分だけをサルベージして量産型の NPC を作った。
I get an urge to ask why they did that. However, I already know the answer. As a company, they have a duty to try and retrieve at least a bit of the funds they spent on Ku.
ここまではいいかしら。
ええ、続けてください、おばさん。
先ほども言ったようにクーのデータが盗まれた。でもそれは量産型の形状データの方ではなくてオリジナルのクーのデータなの。
Her words make me picture the agent I've encountered a few times. Could it be that that was actually Ku? But
でも空が死んでいる以上空は機能しない。
ええ。ところがその後例の噂が流れるようになって、さらにはアークの監視システムが謎の NPC を捉えるようになったの。おそらく
oh, sorry about
あな
that.
たもそれを目撃しているわね。
I hit the mic with my controller.
相変わらずすごいですね、おばさんも。
I can't help but sigh. It's like she has clairvoyance. I'm starting to feel that nothing I do on the net will be unknown to her.
じゃあ、あの子は一体何なんですか？
それを知りたいからシミュラクラのデータを奪い返したい。不可能なら破壊してほしいってわけだ。
謎の存在と盗まれたデータが関係しているのか。盗んだデータを使ってドミニオンが何をしようとしているのか。
調査のために奪還というのはわかりますが、破壊なんかしてしまってもいいのですか？
あれは本来危険な技術の一部分。ドミニオンが手にしてはいけない技術の糸口が含まれているのよ。
What dangerous
空
technology.
の技術がそんなに危険なものなんですか？
そう。コネクター。軍と我が社しか知らない AI と人間を
I
一
see.
体化接続するシステム。セカンドシステムや副産物のシミュラクラはその危険な技術の一部を平和利用したものなの。
やれやれ、コネクターか。その名前をまたここで聞くとはな。
親父も知っているのか？なんだそのコネクターって。
いずれ教えてあげるわ。だからその言葉は絶対に口外しないで。思わぬトラブルに巻き込まれるかもしれないから。
The looks in Daz and on Sarah's eyes are scarily serious.
とにかく今回の件はあなたたちが追っている事件にちょっとした関連があるの。そのことだけは理解してちょうだい。
I more or less get it, but something has me curious. Aki also saw the abnormality in the NPC, so why does it seem like Aunt Sarah isn't aware of that?
このことはアキネも知らないのですか？
あの子には言わないであげる。あの子は争い事や陰謀には巻き込ませたくないの。
Looks like Aki didn't report it. Then I'll be silent about it too.
いや、俺も同感です。
それではよろしくお願いね。
What's her fixation with Aki though? Like, whose daughter is Aki anyway? Like, I get that I'm her nephew and, you know, like, I'm her sister's, like, son, so I get that she might be fond of me, but who's Aki? And so, her hologram vanishes.
とま、そういうわけだ。シゼルやモホークにも別口でこの件は伝えてある。兵隊どもには言うんじゃないぞ。
わかってるさ。しかし相変わらず思わせぶりな人だよな。
ありゃ昔からだ。正直俺もあの人が何を考えているのかわからん。
なのに仕事を請け負ったのかよ。
いろいろあって俺はあの人に頭が上がらなくてな。そんなことより飯だ。飯にするぞ。
That nonchalantly puts his hand on my shoulder and takes me outside the room. And so we went out into the nightly town.
考え事ですか？注意。
まあ
Oh,
な。
sorry about that, Rain. Ku, Chinatsu, Assembler, Mr. Kurihara. I have so much to think about that I feel like my head's gonna burst.
気持ちはわかりますが、今は作戦に集中しましょう。
ああ、もちろんそうするさ。ただ気になるのは。
I stop my words mid-sentence. There's an open net cafe in front of us, and I see a familiar girl at the entrance.
疲れたと。
It's Nanoha. Now that I think about it, I recall her telling me that she lives in Suzushiro.
おい、な。
Wait, this isn't the time for that. I'm on a mission here.
しょ。
She takes a garbage bag and brings it to the back of the shop. I shouldn't talk to her right now. I might say something that could make her worry. I recompose myself and enter the net cafe. I guess we're gonna go to Anonymous City now. The establishment is dimly lit and made primarily of concrete. Coffin-like consoles are lined up all over. A sour scent assaults my nose, and I can easily tell that it's the unique stench of people who die for long periods of time without taking regular baths.
ナノハのやつ、ここの店員なのかな。席を外していてくれて助かったけど。
勝手に使わせてもらいましょう。どの道料金は自動で引き落とされますし。
We draw out a pair of consoles and open the coffin-like covers.
翔さん、こっちは指定の場所に到着しました。これからレインと没入します。
いや、では現地で落ち合おう。
Ending the chant, I lie down in the console. The urethane foam lining is slightly damp. I reach out and insert the neurojack. We appear at a certain part of Anonymous City.
翔さん、目標地点にダイブ。これから内部に潜入します。
いや、
After that short exchange, I notice that Rain looks a bit tense.
緊張するな。俺は別に変なことをするつもりもない。
別にそのことは心配しておりません。
Following that answer, she tightly grasps my hand. Her fingers are cold and slender, renewing my awareness that she's a splendid woman.
どうしました？注意。
いや、俺たち長い付き合いなのに、ろくに手を握り合って歩いたこともなかったなって。
そうですね。いや、私、興味ないから。
Aki, huh?
今の声、聞こえましたか？
ああ、まさかと思うけど。
I hurry to where the voice is coming from and see exactly the person I expected.
残念。私、ビーフフェッチ。
ビーフ？姉ちゃん、そんなもの相手にしなくてもここに男がいるんだぜ。
おじさん興味なし。
Aki ignores the seducer and goes deeper into the structure.
アキさんがどうしてここに？
まさか、ここの常連じゃないよな。
At the very least, as a student, she was sexually normal. Of course, it's entirely possible that she acquired some kinks when growing up, but... no, wait. This is a hotspot for illegal NPCs. Maybe she's planning something.
とにかく追いかけよ
Yeah.
The moment we start running, we get surrounded by a bunch of half-naked people.
ねえお二人さん私らとちょっと足合わない
どけお前ら。俺たちは用があるんだ。
用ってどうせセックスなんだろ。なあ、革命的に性も共有しようぜ兄弟。
話しなさい。
くそレイン、こいつらを振り切るぞ。
It can't be that tough. We run through a nearby door, throw our backs against the wall, and regain our breath.
なんとか振り切ったな
はい。アキさんも見失ってしまいましたが。
Looks like all we can do now is report this to our superiors.
少佐大佐聞こえますか
どうしたもうポジションについたのか
いえ、それが思わぬ事態が発生しまして。
When I report that we saw Aki, my old man joins the chant.
なんだと、アキちゃんがいただと。そりゃ確かなのか。
ID を調べたわけではありませんが、間違いないかと。
ちゃんと送ってみたけど返事がないんだ
ドンパチに巻き込まれたら大変だ。先にアキちゃんを確保、離脱させろ。俺もアークに問い合わせを。
それはちょっと待ってくれ先に飽きねえから何をしているのか聞いておきたいんだ
I mean, there's nothing wrong with telling Ark, though. From what Aunt Sarah told me, it's safe to assume that Aki didn't tell her about the NPC abnormalities. In that case, revealing her actions to Ark might not be the best idea. Okay.
分かった。作戦開始時刻には遅れるなよ。いや。
So we're not going the front route this time. We don't use the virtual drug. This is all completely new. As we search for Aki, we arrive at the designated spot. The base we're raiding should be deep inside this building.
どこに行っちまったんだ飽きねえわまさか妙な男に引っかかっているんじゃねえだろうな
I haven't saved my game in a while.
セーブか間違ってもし
まだ引っかかってはいないようです。どうやら目的地は同じ場所だったようですね。
I follow Rain's gaze and see Aki, who's being courted again.
ジョーちゃん、ここは一人じゃ入れないぜ。
そう。困った。
困ることはねえ。よかったらこの俺がエスコートしてやるけど。
感謝。
何も気にすることはねえよ。何は女一人じゃ入れられねえしな。
バカ野郎ナンパするならもっと上品にやりやがれ
見事な飛び蹴りでした。注意。こうレイン
飽きねえこんなところで一体何をしてるんだよ
それはこっちのセリフ。
俺は仕事だよ仕事
私は調査。個人的に気になることあ
り。やっぱりそれって例の NPC 絡みかい
そう脳に届く指令電波を追ってきた。
What are you talking about?
注意。
そんな顔するな飽きねえに妄想癖は妄想癖はあるけど断じて病人じゃね
え。何顔を見合わせ合ってる？
まあいいや調査はまあいいとしてだ
いいとして？
ここが何の施設か分かっているんだろうね
オーストラリア人愛好家のたまり場。
What? Australia Jin what? Australia Jin is like Australians what?
ああそのオージーと違う
Oh, I guess she was supposed to say orgy, right?
ORGY の方ですよ、アキさん。OG。
そう、そっちの意味で正解。
この OG ビーフ食べ放題って。
Australian beef, I guess?
俺に聞かないでくれ。食べる方の肉牛なんて今じゃ超貴重品だ。
お肉食べ放題か。
たく 食べ放題じゃなくて食べられ放題になるとこだったじゃないか。
I can't help but look at her voluptuous chest.
まさか二人とも。アキさん。
何を思っているか見当はつくが、断じてそれはない。
分かってる。甲の性癖はノーマル。
Saying that, Aki covers her chest. She must be pretty flustered.
で、何を調べたいのか教えてくれるかい？
それは調べてから話す。
そうはいかないよ。ここにいると危ないんだって。
つまりここで戦争するの？
As expected, she realizes that much.
それは言えないよ。さあ、危ないから離脱して。いやって
絶対嫌。
She gives me a familiar pout. I know better than most that she doesn't break when she's like this.
注意。予定時刻が近づいています。急がないと。
Alright, I guess I should ask Dad for help.
どうした？アキちゃんは見つかったのか？
ああ、見つかったのはいいけど、どうしても施設を調べるって引いてくれないんだ。
また、そりゃなんでだ？
わからねえ。とにかく親父、手を貸してくれ。俺じゃ説得できそうもない。
わかった。今、俺も説得に向かう。
He's coming directly. After a short wait, Dad's avatar joins us.
よう、待たせたな。
おじさま、ご無沙汰。
こりゃ久しぶりだな、アキちゃん。
Upon greeting her, my old man loses his words.
おじさま？
What's wrong?
おい、親父。何を間抜け面でアキネの顔を眺めてるんだ？
What, does she look like my mom? I mean, I should know how my mom looks, and I'm not. I didn't, notice anything strange.
いや、しばらく見ないうちに美人になったなって感心せな。
Well, that's suspicious. He's clearly hiding something here.
ま、とにかくここから引き上げてくれ。俺たちはここで仕事がある。といえば、アキちゃんならさしてくれるよな。
おばさまからの依頼？
ああ、まあそうだが。
盗品の回収。目標はシミュラクラのプログラム。違う？
さすがと言うべきか。どうやってそのこと？
親父、アキネはこう見えて勘が鋭い。
こう見えては余計。私、リザード。
参ったな。さすがセイラさんの一族だけある。
Sarah's bloodline, but I thought that she doesn't have any family. Is she like a tube kid? My old man scratches his head. Despite finding the situation troublesome, he seems somewhat satisfied.
でも、あのプログラムを回収するには専門家必要。
うちの隊にも専門家はいる。ダメだったら破壊してくれって言われてる。
そんな、壊したら真相究明が。
真相究明って？
おばさま、一体何を考えて。
ほう、何か事情がありそうだな。一体アキちゃんは何を知りたがっているんだ？
ああ、例の NPC の件が絡んでいるらしい。俺も詳しいことはよくわからないんだけど。
大佐、急いでください。作戦開始時刻が迫っています。
仕方がねえ。よし、急いで合流ポイントに向かうぞ。じゃあ、そういうわけでアキちゃんは引き上げて。
お願い、こう、おじさま。私も連れて行って。
連れてけって飽きねえ。
私が調べたいのもシミュラクラのプログラム。私は確かめたいだけ。調べたらすぐに帰る。そこまでして何を確かめたいのですか？それは連れて行ってくれたら話す。
それは無理だ。諦めてくれ。
こう
She grabs onto my clothes and looks at me with pleading eyes. Aki, in all her laziness, actually cared about the simulacra program enough to come all the way here. I also want to know the truth behind Agent, the strange coup.
こう、レイン、仕方がない。こうなったら、かわいそうだが眠らせるしか。
なあ親父、アキネも連れて行ってやったらどうだろう。
注意？
正気かこう。大事な姉さんを戦場に連れ出すつもりか？
戦場になる前に引き返させればいい。もし戦場になっても俺が命を懸けて守ってやる。
Way too confident there, Ko. Way too overconfident.
おう、軽々しく命を懸けるとか言うな。てめえの命だって守れる保証はないんだぞ。
だから潜入をお手伝い。セキュリティは私が殺す。
しかしだな、アキちゃん。
お願い、おじさま。私を連れて行けばきっと役立つ。
大佐、私とモホークはポジションにつきました。もうこれ以上時間をかけると連中に気がつかれる恐れがあります。
仕方がない。分かった。ただしドンパチが始まる気配がしたら何があっても帰ってもらうぞ。
ありがとうおじさま。
すまん親父。
覚悟しとけ。アキちゃんに何かあったらおばさんに生皮を剥がれちまうからな。
安心しろ。アキネに何かあるとすればその時には俺は多分生きちゃいない。
となると問題はゲートへの侵入ですね。あそこへはカップルでしか立ち入ることができません。
NPC じゃあすぐバレるだろうし。親父、誰か手の空いているやつはいないのか？
I guess AG doesn't go
この状況だ。
inside.
俺がどちらかエスコートする。
そりゃ好都合だが、指揮官が自ら動いていいのかよ。
シゼルと同じことを言うな。前線に立って指揮は取れる。それにうちの連中は優秀だ。俺がくたばっても誰かがタイの指揮を引き継ぐ。その手はずも整えてある。
He puts on a confident smile.
シゼル、話は聞いていたか？作戦変更だ。
いや、感心しませんが命令には従います。
And so, we infiltrate the base of the pirated NPC vendors. Beyond the door, we see a marble floor, covered in countless men and women indulging their carnal desires.
し、声がでかい。
だって私嫁入り前。
うわ、こりゃなんともすごいな。
親父、よだれ垂らすなよ。
I look to the side and see Aki frozen stiff with shock. There aren't many things that can shake her up, but this seems to be one of them.
引き返すなら今しかないよ。
She shakes her head to the sides and takes my hand. It's all covered in sweat. I can feel her growing heartbeat just by holding it.
では行きましょう。
We enter the floor, careful not to step on any people.
アキネ、あまりキョロキョロしないで。
だってみんな仮装と思って無茶しすぎ。
姪っ子や息子には見せたくない光景だな。第一、こんなことがおばさんに知るから。
黙っていれば大丈夫。
Suddenly, Aki stops walking and looks at something, completely shocked.
やだ。
どうしたのアキネ？
見ちゃダメっこ。
Is it Ku's NPC? Aki tries to cover my eyes with her hands. Sadly, I already saw what she was trying to hide from me.
いいです。お客様。もっと。
In the orgy pile, there's an NPC that looks exactly like Ku, and she's moaning too loudly for us to ignore.
告知も誰かさいで。
アキネこそ見るんじゃない。
I hastily pull her to me and push her face to my chest. I'm seething with unreasonable rage. I really didn't want her to see something like this.
忘れないで。 これは空でも空でもない。
ああ、もちろん分かっているさ。あれは単なるまがいもの、趣味の悪いダッチワイフだ。
やっぱり引き返した方がいい。この先はおそらくもっとえげつない代物が待っている。
だったらなおさら引き返せない。
With her face still against my chest, Aki starts walking again. She's shaking so badly I can actually see it. I'll have to protect her no matter what.
注意、指示された入り口はあれのようです。
I look up and see our door saying pairs only.
あそこだな。
ええ、詳細の情報通り脳内物質のセンサーが仕掛けられている様子です。
そっか、困ったな。
We stand still and look at each other. The only ones who can pass are those in the mood.
何も困ることはねえ。準備はしてあるだろ。
うん。私もバーチャルドラッグ受け取った。
すまん、お嬢さん。俺とコンビを組んでくれねえか。
お嬢さんではなく、レインと呼んでくださるなら。
As if accepting an invitation to a dance, Rain lightly bows and takes his hand.
すまんな、レイン。
いえ、周囲のお父様ですから。
安心しろ、こう。お前の領分を犯したりはしない。
With their arms joined, they go towards the gate.
たく、作戦前だぞ。この場に少佐がいなくてよかったぜ。
さあ、こう、私たちも。
Aki takes my hand and arm. After nodding at each other, we activate the virtual drug. My vision turns dim and my heart starts beating fast. It feels like my skull is sparkling, as if someone poured carbonated water on it. A clear voice enters my ears. I look to the source and completely lose my words. An unenthusiastic fairy is looking right back at me, just as surprised as I. She has long hair, mystifying eyes, and a motherly aura. It takes me a while, but I finally realize the identity of this fairy. It's Aki, my second cousin.
アキネだよね。
I always keep forgetting it, but she's really pretty. Though it's hidden by her laziness and slovenliness, Aki is beautiful enough to compete with the best. Crap, my heart's beating so hard it's painful.
こう、見ちゃいや。
Her embarrassed voice makes chills go down my spine. Oh no, if this keeps up, things could get really bad.
急ごう、アキネ。
We join hands and start unsteadily walking to the gate. The feeling of her body is making me go nuts. Albeit barely, we finally get there, and we're greeted by a machine voice telling us to wait.
チェックします。しばらくお待ちください。
いや、お願い。早く。
お願い、アキネ。変な声を出さないで。
だって私は姉、こうは弟なのに。
As I am now, I can somewhat understand those who feel compelled to break taboos. I have no idea that off-limit women could be so attractive. I want to embrace her, and that wish alone is enough to give me a raging hard-on.
チェック完了しました。入場してください。
急ぐ。
わかってる。
We hurriedly pass through the gate.
なんとか第一関門は突破だな。
Dad and Rain are waiting for me.
親父。
So stupid.
なんてたくましい人なんだ。母さんが親父に惚れた理由がわかるぜ。抱かれたい。この人に力強く抱擁されたい。
こら、早くドラッグを解除しねえか。
いや。
I close my eyes and disable the virtual drug.
注意、大丈夫ですか？
I completely forgot what a beauty Rain is. How did I keep myself together all these years?
レイン、お前ともご無沙汰だよな。
Ko, did you really disable it?
注意？こんなところではなくて、まだ解除していないのですか？
すまん、つい解除はしたはずなんだけど。
I look away from her and take some deep breaths. The aftertaste of the virtual drug still hasn't subsided.
どうやら俺 俺の脳とは相性が悪いらしい。戦闘に支障はないと思うけれど。
こいつは昔から惚れっぽいからな。ガキのくせに隣の家の娘とイチャイチャしてたぐらいで。
うるせえ、余計なことを言ってんじゃねえ。
The effect of the drug is gradually wearing off. I can almost feel reason slowly regaining control of my soul and brain.
こんな体験はこれっきりにしておきたいよな。
Where's Aki though?
そうですね。
Programs that force people to love. Though I always knew they were possible, actually being subjected to one makes a chill run down my spine.
正気に戻った？
ああ、まあね。
よかった。
The fact that I don't get an urge to take her is all the proof I need that I'm myself again. However, I can't forget the truth I'd realized thanks to the drug. Aki is a really beautiful woman.
やっと来ました。
I look to the source of the voice and see Major Shizzle and Mohawk.
すまん。事情があって遅くなった。
分かっています。で、これからどうするのですか？
Her tone is cold, making it clear that she's not exactly pleased with the situation. She looks at Aki with sharp eyes.
任せて。約束だから手伝う。レイ、お願い。リンクして。いや。
Rain and Aki both close their eyes and make their chips connect with an invisible link. A moment later, a rough map of the structure is projected into our retinas.
まにたなこりゃ。
この程度なら朝飯前。まだセキュリティコアも落としていないのに。
これなら確かに仕事は早く済みそうだな。
セキュリティコアまで敵はなし。
よし、予定変更だ。コウは少尉とアキちゃんを連れてコアへ向かえ。セラさんの件を頼むぞ。
いや。
シゼルとモホークは俺についてこい。
や。
西部か町のことも知らんぞ。西部か町のことも知らんぞ。
楽ちん。しかし大丈夫でしょうか。堂々とシュミクラムで移動してもこの先指示に従えば誰にも会わずコアに直行可能
だとさ。ここはアキネーのことを信じよう。
正直サポートとしての自信が揺らいでいます。でも私シュミクラムでの戦闘不可能。戦争のことはよく知らない。わかりました。では解析は私が担当します。
すごいな。大佐、彼女をフェミルに引き抜いてもどうです？
おいおい、ウィザードを雇う金なんかあるものか。あの子がアークでいくらもらっているか知ってるのか？
I have no idea how much Ark pays her.
しかしさすがだね、アキネ。
当然。私コウの人生計画立案者。忘れた？
Seeing her unique smile makes me remember an event from when we were little.
ああ、そういえばそうだったね。もちろん忘れちゃいないよ。
This is a long chapter, by the way. Back then, I was drifting. Aki holds my hand as we stand in the emptiness of the ether.
アキネ、今日は一体どこに行くの？
今日はちょっと遠くへ。
Oh yeah, this happened a short while before Nanoha moved.
今日はものすごい冒険。
ものすごいって？また新しいゲームにでも参加するの？
ムーブ。
We pass through a gridded sea until Aki finally stops.
あれを見て、こう。
I look to where she's pointing and see a shining structure. It has a unique shape, like a gathering of crystalline tetrahedra. The surrounding rings make it seem like a star or a magic circle.
綺麗だね。それに大きい。あれって何の構造体なの？
青州学園の構造体。全国からセカンドが集まる場所。
へえ。話には聞いてたけど、あそこがそうなんだ。
As I'm taken in by the sight, Aki grasps my hand.
私も学園に行くことにした。青州学園附属。
そっか。秋姉もやっと学園に通う気になったんだね。
うん。こうの言うこと聞いてみる。
As I cheer for her, I suddenly get a very bad feeling. After all, Aki's making a strangely sad expression.
だからこれが最後の冒険。
え？
物理的に遠い。私これから寮暮らし。
そうなんだ。おめでとう、秋姉。
If she chose to finally go to school, I can do nothing but give her my blessing. However, I feel so sad I can't stand it. It hurts to even imagine living alone in the Nishino residence.
こうは大丈夫。友達がいっぱいいる。私も頑張って一応友達を作る努力はする。
うん。頑張ってね。俺も心から応援するからさ。
I want to see her off with a smile, but I can't make one no matter how hard I try. Not only that, but my eyes are turning wet, making it hard for me to see her.
こう
俺は大丈夫。心配しないで。
Right as I'm about to cry, Aki takes me by the cheeks and brings my face to hers.
話を聞く。こう
Aki looks more serious than she's ever been.
こう数年。ううん。今年1年だけ我慢する。
1年って？
いい？これが新しい冒険のプラン。
Aki draws out a schematic in the empty space and tells me everything about her plot. It's a life plan to leave the Nishino residence, move to a boarding school, and take the entrance exam for Seishu.
こうは成績悪い。今は青春は無理。
うん。
だから公立の全寮制の学園へ転校。卒業後青春に進学。私と人生を合流。
でも青春ってランクも高いし、お金だって。
なんとかなる。この計画は完璧。アーク社と契約すれば奨学金で学園に行ける。こうはセカンド。それだけで有利。概要は理解？
In reality, to be honest, because Sarah is the head of ARC, they already have connections. They're probably not gonna take any sort of money.
うん。多分。
じゃあこうはお父さんとおばさまに手紙を書く。文面はこう。
There's no denying that her plan was perfect. It considered details and tricks that even adults could miss. In the end, it actually worked and got me into Seishu. However, back then, my head was full of awe for Aki and fear of the plan.
でもあの家を出るなんて西野のおじさんたちが許してくれるかな。
I mean, they don't want you in the house, so sure they will.
もともとあの人たち義務感で私たちを養っている。いい厄介払い。
そんな。
義務感の割には親切。感謝しなくちゃ。
でも秋姉はそれで寂しくないの？西野のおばさんたちは秋姉の。
家族はこうだけ。
What? She's adopted, right? Suddenly, Aki hugs me. It's not nearly as nonchalant as usual. She's hugging me like a true blood relative would. What do you mean, like a true blood relative would? How's a hug any different?
こうはここにいちゃダメ。いじけて成長してほしくない。
秋姉。
こうは正義の味方になりたい。違う。
Oh, sorry about that.
そんなの単なる夢だよ。正義の味方なんてこの世のどこにもいないんだから。
子供のくせにひねてる。
秋姉に言われたくないよ。
I mean, Kiritsugu still believe in heroes, and he was like, what? 30?
そう。私はひね者。だからこうは直球でいて。私はウィザードになる。 それで嫌な人たちに頼らず自分の夢を叶えてみせる。こうも一緒に来ればいい。それで正義の味方になればいい。私はこうの夢を笑ったりしない。喋り疲れた。
わかった。アキ姉に言われたようにやってみる。だから約束、一緒に青州学院に通おう。
Aki gives me a happy smile.
私待ってる。こうとその友達を。冒険はパーティーを組むものだから。
おい。
A voice resounding within my brain brings my mind back. Looks like I had another flashback. I feel like I'm sweating, even if the glands aren't there.
注意。聞こえるか？
He's talking to me by chanting.
なんだモホーク。親父たちに聞かせたくないことでもあるのか？
必ず姉を守る。
そりゃ言われなくてもそうするつもりだが。
不吉な風が吹いている。強調だ。
Damn you, Mohawk. An ominous wind. So
止
anime.
まって。この扉の向こうにウイルス。迂回不能。
Alright, let's go beat them up.
私も確認しました。どうやら自律型ウイルスが潜んでいるようです。今なら倒しても大丈夫。アラームは殺した。
レイン、ここで待機してアキネーを守っててくれ。
いや、気をつけてね。こう。
Sure thing, Aki. These are pretty normal viruses anyway. Man, I love the beam sword. Oops, messed up the combo there. What are these? Laser guys, interesting. They're airborne though, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, they're airborne, which is very annoying. Oh, stop locking onto these things when they're like airborne. Whoa, what the fuck? Jesus. Oh my god. This is nuts. That's not good. Come on, get down, you bitches. Oh, crap. These guys are very annoying, these I-beams. Oh my goodness. Come on, do something, you bastards. Come on, do something. Do something, man. Oh, God. I guess the lasers don't hurt that much, and that's kind of like the nice thing. But look at how many there are. Holy moly. I guess I'm gonna need like a thing that attacks people up top. These things are very annoying to kill otherwise. How am I supposed to kill these things without having any mid-air things? Yeah, this is very long. Yeah, that's about the only thing I can do if they're like up top. 3 minutes, ew.
アキネ、レイン、状況は？
警報は鳴っていない。安心して。
ここからコアまでもうすぐです。途中ウイルスの群れが待ち構えています。
よし、相当してくる。
Hope I don't see any more I-beams. Oh my god, those things die in one shot. Man, I love the beam sword. It's just so good, the beam sword. Nothing got killed there, goddamn. Tanky bastards. Jesus. These guys are relentless. So difficult to do my combos. Okay, no more of those I-beam bastards.
さっきので全部か。
お疲れ様でした。注意。セキュリティコアに敵はなし。
そりゃあ好都合だ。
Just as Zaki said, the security core is completely empty.
では、システムへ侵入します。
Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I need to charge my phone real quick, so give me 1 second. And I'm back. And my friend just messaged me that he's gonna be at the gym at 5. Which makes me think maybe I should record another episode of MBU first before going to the gym. But I guess we'll see. Right now it's 12 p.m. If I go to the gym after this, I'm gonna be done at probably about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. Maybe I could probably record an hour or two of MBU before I finish up later at night. I could probably do that.
手伝う、レイ。
アキネ、そろそろ何を企んでいるか教えてくれないかな。
アークからシミュラクラ。つまりクーのデータが盗まれた。
She answers my question while parsing.
ああ、俺たちはそれを奪い返す目的もあってここに来ているわけだ。
うん。だけど盗んだ意図が不明。
海賊版のセクサロイドを作るためだろ。
それ意味がない。それなら形状データ、外見だけを使えばいいはず。
おばさんも盗まれたのは形状データじゃないと言ってたな。で、それと例の空もどきがどう関連しているって？
そもそもシミュラクラはセカンドシステムを進化発展させたもの。
Aki traces her fingers through the empty space. Sora AI Ku. She draws a fluorescent diagram linking Sora to AI and AI to Ku.
簡単に言えば空の分身。単身では機能しないはず。空が複製不能なのは空が一人しかいないから。
Why can't we make a clone of Sora though? She moves her fingers again, crossing out the link between Sora and AI. She stops talking and waits for my comment. Just to be safe, I take the conversation to chance.
単身では機能しないはずって言ったよね。
こうも見た NPC の異常。あの時 ID を調べることができた。
Yeah, it's Ku's ID, we know.
SNA12XFOR-SW01/AN79
その ID って。
そう。クーの番号、もう一度調べたら元の番号に戻ってる。
どういうことなんだそれは。
She hijacked that NPC.
一時的にありえない存在が NPC を乗っ取った可能性あり。
乗っ取るも何もクーは機能しないはずで。
そう。だから調べに来た。
アキさん、ちょっとこれを見ていただけますか。これが例のプログラムじゃないでしょうか。
今の話、私とこうだけの内緒。お手柄、レイン。
よし、早速ダウンロードしてとっととここから引き上げよ
う。待ってください。プログラムへのアクセスがロックされています。どこか別の端末からダウンロードされている模様。
おい、ここはセキュリティコアだぞ。ここからのアクセスをロックするなんて。
つまり誰かが仕掛けている。
We all look at each other. Apparently, we aren't the only ones infiltrating this place. I know Goat is here, but they really want whose data?
どこの端末から仕掛けているかわかるか。
わかりますが、どうするつもりなのですか。
行ってどこのドイツか確かめてくる。大佐や少佐にも連絡。レインはここから動くな。
いや、気をつけてくださいね。注意。
It should be Goat.
待って、こう。私も。
ダメだ。アキネーはここでお留守番。
Before she can respond, I jump out of the security core. As I run through the passageway, a warning starts resounding all around me.
くそ、もう感づかれたのか。それとも仕掛けていたやつが見つかったのか。
さらに別口です。待ってください。今調べていますから。
施設内で侵入者との戦闘発生。戦闘要員はシュミクラムにシフトし、直ちに現場に急行せよ。
侵入者と戦闘？その別口とやらは俺たちと同じ襲撃が目的だったのか。
そのようですね。コウさん、気をつけて。後ろに敵です。
I turn as quickly as I can, but it's too late. Two men are standing there with their guns pointed at me. These guys again?
一体こんなところで何してやがる。
俺は単なる客ですよ。ただ彼女とはぐれてしまって。
客？本当か？こんな奥までどうして誰にも止められなかった。
こいつすげえ電脳化されてるぜ。こりゃ絶対に素人なんかじゃね
え。Yeah, blah blah.
俺は今時こ
blah
れぐらい目
だったらチップの中
blah blah.
ここで寿命を終わらせたいか。
注意。
模倣。
blah blah.
援護に向かえ。門倉注意。それまで時間を稼いでくれ。
動くな。
まあまあ確かに俺はいろいろ。
素手の情報は信用ならねえ。はっ。
Shinatsu, right? In this place, there's a masked woman. Masked woman, Shuriko. I take that opportunity to rush in and grab the other guy by the neck. Shinatsu.
侵入者の正体はお前か。
お互い遊びに来たわけじゃなさそうだ。
I'm fully aware that Shinatsu is not a civilian. What matters here is her affiliation and why she's infiltrating this place.
どうした？知り合いか？
ええ、学園生時代の友人です。
とにかくそこを離れてください。まだそちらの騒ぎは気づかれていないはずです。
I don't have any time to waste myself then. I grab Shinatsu's arm and begin dashing through the corridor.
行くぞ、シナツ。
だから触らないでってば。
She knocks my arm away from hers, with enough force to almost rip it out of its socket, might I add.
気安く触らない。
ああ、すまん。
I'm not too fond of that treatment, but I opt to ignore it and start running again.
前もこんなことあった。
それっていつの話だ？
そういえば忘れているんだ。ごめん、気にしないで。
Silence falls over us as we continue running. Still, I do feel that she's right and this has happened before. I'm being assaulted by an extreme sense of deja vu. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, Chinatsu and I came to Anonymous City once. We both dived here on a hot summer day. Kuat sneaked out and Chinatsu, thinking that she was Sora, got all mad at her. Today, she's looking as upset as back then. However, she feels far more distant than ever before.
注意、前方からシュミクラム。もう逃げられません。覚悟を決めてください。
こっちでもドンパチが始まった。かくれんぼはここまで。オープンコンバットだ。
We should have done this instead of doing whatever the fuck we did on Chinatsu's route. And here we go. It's all brute force or nothing now.
千夏、シュミクラム戦になる。どこかに隠れていろ。
あ、
I watched Shinatsu hide as I shift into my simulacrum. Copper. Jeez, those rockets. Something died. Not many though. Jeez. That hurts. My goodness, there's so many enemies and they're so tanky. I feel like I can't actually do a full combo on these guys because they're just so tanky. Oh my god. Look at this garbage. Oh my god. They're so tanky, man. One. Okay, got two, but that didn't kill the other one. Jeez. Okay, I think I can kill this one. Oh, fuck you. Fuck. This guy's a bitch. Oh my god, that guy is a bitch. Is this the last one? I think it is. I swear, these guys read my inputs, man. How are they like dodging me just at the perfect time when I do the like thing? Jesus. Oh, their name are current. Loud sounds are coming from the distance. I cancel my simulacrum and look at Chinatsu.
お互いかくれんぼの時間は終わったらしいね。
ああ、そのようだな。
じゃあ、私も。
待て。行く前に一つだけ聞かせてくれ。
Chinatsu stops in place and looks at me with a suspicious expression.
前に話したと思うけど、俺記憶に欠落があるんだ。お前とのことも細部まではっきりとは思い出せない。だから謝らせてくれ。俺、お前を傷つけるようなことをしたんじゃないか。
何を考えているの？それってこんな時にする話。
Though she has a scowl on her face, she doesn't try to leave just yet.
そうかも。でもそんなのもう大昔の出来事。もう何も気にしていない。
千夏。
少なくとも悪い思い出じゃないよ。私がこうなったのはこうに関係ないから安心して。
Oh, so she's aware that she changed. I'm out of words to say. Chinatsu turns around and starts walking away, showing little intention to talk any further. But suddenly she stops and speaks up.
ねえ、こう。私がこうに作った借りを覚えてる？
Well, yeah, we made some sort of promise.
こう、私と勝負して。
I remember her face, on the verge of crying, but don't recall what happened after that. I do my best to remember, but sadly, I'm drawing a blank.
ごめん。何かを約束したのは覚えているんだけど。
そっか。でもいい。私、あの時の約束、まだ守っているからね。
She squints her eyes and smiles. The sad expression blows away all of my restraint.
待て、千夏。アーバルシティにアキネーがキサラギリを作ったんだ。ナノハも来てくれて。
さよなら。死なないでね。
Yeah, blah blah, this is the same.
確かにかくれんぼの時間はおしまいか。
We're probably gonna meet her again after this, and she's gonna go to Arvel City. Shifting process, blah blah. Destroying viruses one after the other, I make my way deeper into the
聞
structure.
こえますか、コウさん。
状況はセキュリティコアは抑えたのか？
今、コントロールを奪取しようと三つどもえでプログラムが格闘中です。
三つどもえか。例の侵入者もセキュリティコアに仕掛けてきているのか？
はい。まだ正体は突き止めていませんが。
Probably Chinatsu's people. Now that I think about it, I still don't know her affiliation.
それにしても誤算だったぜ。アキネを逃がす前に戦闘が始まっちまうなんて。
今さらもう逃げられない。
今となってはここから逃げる方が危ないでしょう。アキさんのことは私が命を懸けてお守りします。
ああ、頼む、レイ。
それとこう、もう一つ問題が。
ちょっとだけ待った。敵だ。
I indeed do have enemies.
ヘイハッ、切り裂け。
Damn bugs.
当たれ、当たれ。やった。ヘイハッ、切り裂け。ヘイ。当たれ、撃破。よし。
Eye runner.
ヘイハッ、撃破。
Damn, those things die pretty
捉
quickly.
えた。切り裂け。切り裂きと。
Another Kirisake should be good.
どうした。ロック。
Oh god, I hate those things.
切り裂け。
They're so tanky.
捉えた。見えた。撃破。
I hate these currents.
ヘイハッ。止めて、剥ぎ倒す。
Okay, we got 3 of them.
いいだろ。
Currents and coppers. So those are 2 completely different units.
ヘイ。切り裂け。
It's hard for me to distinguish what's what though.
切り裂け。
They look very similar. The current and copper.
当たれ。当たれ。やった。
There we go, 1 dead.
ヘイハッ。切り裂け。ヘイ。
Oh,
見えた。
yep, gotta run away there.
当たれ。こっちだ。ヘイハッ。切り裂け。こっちだ。ヘイハッ。切り裂け。ヘイ。どうした。
There we go.
ヘイハッ。切り裂け。ヘイ。
Die, bitch. Okay, not as many, so a lot better.
で、一体何が問題だって？
画像を送るので見てください。
The window displays a scene that makes porn hollows pale in comparison. The floor is covered in bound, wailing girls, and some men are using all sorts of vile tools on them. Okay, she's not done. S&M. No, this is just pure torture.
こりゃ、なんとも悪趣味なこったな。
明らかに NPC ではありません。電子体です。
I thought you guys were supposed to be retrieving the data. Who cares about what's going on here?
首はパーソナルアンカー確認。醜悪の極み。
拉致監禁かよ。親父、聞こえているか？どうする？
そっちは任せておけ。ボスを捕まえるついでに解放してやる。シゼル、そっちはどうなっている？
今親玉を追撃中。絶対見逃しません。
Major Shizzle's tone is downright murderous. It's pretty obvious that she's holding back some intense emotions.
殺すなよ、シゼル。
いや、努力します。
おかげでやる気倍増だぜ。
Save my game once again. So many fights. I feel like the fights are not even all that, you know, different though compared to Chinatsu's route. So that's why I don't really know how to feel about these fights. Jeez, that hurt. Okay, there's a lot of these guys now. That's why I'm a bit more apprehensive about doing a full combo. Jeez. That's all I'm doing now, like Kirisake, man. Come on, do the Kirisake, damn you. Okay, good. It's not enough. Damn scorpions. Oh, there's a lot of enemies. This is not good. There's so many. I don't like where this is going. I feel like I gotta hide from it behind this pillar and just do this. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Look at how many there are. Fuck. Yeah, I gotta hide behind a pillar or something. This is messed up. Okay, I gotta not die. Oh, not die from this thing. This is gonna be quite annoying. Because I'm actually gonna play defensive, I think. I'm pretty scared. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go play defensive, guys. Yeah, if I get hit by that thing, I think I'm dead. Yeah, those lasers. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cheese you, bitch. I actually don't think this thing can do anything to me if I don't get hit by the purple thing. Like, the purple thing is probably its most damaging attack. But as long as I'm like super far away, it can't actually do anything to me. Which is fine. It's gonna take a while, but it's better than nothing, right? It's better than me dying, that's what. I'm too scared of dying basically right now. Alright, keep doing whatever, my dude. I think like 2 more rounds of shots and I think we good. The nice thing is that my rifle actually shoots through his stupid purple orb things. There we go. Definitely not my best.
様子はどう？
もうすぐ例の場所に着く。
プログラムをダウンロードされちゃった。急いで。
ってことは仕掛けたやつはこの中か。ギリギリで間に合ったみたいだな。
I guess it's the minion, goat, and ourselves. Maybe even Gilbert might be doing this soon.
こいつ
I've seen this unit before. I encountered it during my school years.
あ、くそ逃げるのか。
Man, that thing is gonna be so difficult to fight, isn't it?
あの機体。
ああ、アリーナにいたやつだ。なんでこんなところに。
Whatever the case, I have to follow it. It's more than obvious that it has the data.
とにかくあいつを追いかける。ドミニオン。あの白いやつもドミニオンの仲間ってことかよ。
Oh my goodness. Come on, do something.
切り裂け。見えた見えた。切り裂け。
Oh shit.
へいはっ。切り裂け。止めてなぎ倒す。
Okay, that was a lot of damage, 600. Because that guy got fully gauged. Ooh, that hurts.
へいはっ。切り裂け。へいはっ。切り裂け。
These guys at least aren't too difficult to actually beat up though. Because their patterns are quite easy to follow.
切り裂け。落とした。へいはっ。切り裂け。へ当たれ。と
Eel? Are these new? No, I don't think these are new. Are they? I actually don't know. They might be. I think these might be new. I don't remember these guys. Thankfully, there's lots of pillars here. Oh my god, that's all I'm doing against these guys. Okay, good enough. Jeez.
ちくしょう、見失った。レイン、後を追えるか。
I get no response. The communication lines are completely silent.
こんな時にジャミングかよ。
I complain, unable to contain it. That's when
来てしまったんですね。
Makoto. I hear a girl's voice. She's wearing some strange clothing. Her expression is covered by a mask, and I can't see below it even if I try.
お前は誰だ。
私は巫女。ドミニオンの巫女。
She speaks with a somewhat pained tone. In fact, it's pretty clear to me that she's feeling sad for me. The Minion's priestess. I've heard of her. The cultists have an extremely skilled fighter with that name.
君みたいな少女がドミニオンに。
私は私の意思でここにいます。
来てしまった。そう言ったな。君は俺を知っているのか。
顔を見るのは辛い。声を聞くのが悲しい。
What? What is she talking about?
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Why is she apologizing? And to whom? As I stand around in confusion, the Minion's priestess extends her hands toward me.
これを。
Did she give me the data? She holds them up and presents me a shining spear. It's data bearing Arc's signature. I can easily tell that its protection is damaged, making it obvious that this was used illegally. Is this Ku's info? The sight almost moves me, but I have enough reason to hold that sentiment back.
どうしてこれを差し出す。
私の手で回収しました。どうか 処分してください。
She hangs her head down and speaks in a weak voice.
あなたならお任せできます。私はこれをどうにかしたかっただけですから。コピーは存在しません。これを破壊すれば少なくともこれ以上 NPC を複製されることはありません。
But we want to see what's inside of the data, right? Why people actually want the data in the first place.
差し上げます。その代わり約束してください。
何？入信の勧誘ならお断りだぜ。
あなたが心から信じられる相手にこれを委ねてください。
The data? I thought you said I should destroy it. She looks up at me with a face so serious it makes me feel kinda heavy. Is this a trap? Honestly, her tone is just too sincere for me to doubt her.
ああ、わかった。
I take the data, making the priestess smile in relief. I don't know her true intentions, but I can somewhat tell that she's not hostile to me right now.
でもいいのか？ドミニオンは理由があってこれを盗み出したんだろ。
In all honesty, I feel like that's really a stupid thing to ask.
アキさんを連れてきてしまったのですね。
ああ。
早く戻ってあげてください。あの方が気づいてしまいました。
Suddenly, she expresses a tidal wave of negative emotions, primarily fear.
あの方って誰なんだ？一体何をそんなに恐れているんだ？
とにかく急いで。
She turns around and starts running away.
何だったんだ一体。にしてもこれで任務完了なのか？
As I check the data, the alarm starts going off. More? Oh my god.
邪魔ばかりしやがって。
There's way too many fights, man. Way too many. That's the eel. Jesus. Once I got in that was horrible. My goodness. Okay, not many left. The iron sickles are actually pretty easy to, like, get rid of. Oh, what the fuck was that? Something was hitting me very dangerously there. Ooh, I don't like the eel. Oh my god, my HP. My HP, my dudes. Jesus, these eels actually have a lot of HP too. Just realized. Oh my god, my HP is not looking very good. I think I gotta cheese some of these guys. Oh my goodness. Oh fuck. I used the wrong thing. Okay, there's a lot of guys. I don't like the looks of this. I really don't like the looks of this. Oh boy. Time to cheese. The problem with these fights lately is the fact that these guys are way too tanky, guys. They stop like using enemies that are low HP, and they start using enemies that are fucking high HP, which is very difficult to maneuver against if I combo them or something, right? Ooh. I guess the guy that used those waves are the people that have the chainsaw. Okay. Okay, I killed some guys at least. Yeah, I think it's the chainsaw guys that uses those. Ooh. God, my rifle does so little damage. I wish it does more. I'm too scared though. I'm really scared of dying right now. They're called the irony, those guys. The chainsaw guys. Is this? No, there's another chainsaw guy. I gotta be very careful against these guys. Ooh. Oh my god! I gotta be very careful against those guys. I don't know their patterns. And I'm too scared to actually learn those right now. Oh my god. Okay, I got one. Well, I technically got two, but the other guy didn't die. Okay, I'm just gonna try to cheese this other guy. There's two more, I think. As long as I stay enough distance away from this guy, I should be fine. Fuck. It's pretty smart. There we go. Nope. Wait, this guy barely has any HP. I just need to hit him like once. There we go. Okay, Jesus. These fights are getting way too dangerous for my liking.
やっと通信が回復した。そちらの状況はどうですか?
Not good, Reina. Wait, our mission was to retrieve the data, and I have it now. But for some reason, I can't help but think of what the girl told me. She said to give it to someone I trust. But that's certainly not a part of the mission.
何かあったの? 仕掛けていたやつと交戦。なんとか撃退した。
それで例のプログラムとやらは回収できたのか。
So I shouldn't give it to Onsera?
敵と一緒に破壊されたみたいだ。すまん。
それじゃ真相究明が。
ま、これで任務達成だ。よくやった、こう。撤収準備に入るぞ。
いや。
Aki seems discontent. Should I tell her that I lied about the data? I mean, she's certainly someone I can trust. But honestly, the priestess's tone made it seem like there's more to this. As long as I don't know how to feel about it, I should tread lightly. If I show it to Aki, the creator, we might discover something important. However, that might also pull her deeper into this conflict. I'll just keep the data for now. It's been entrusted to me after all.
大佐、こちらも任務完了。ボスを捕らえ、少女らを解放しました。
I can hear the girls over the line.
もう、私たち、ずっとここに閉じ込められているんです。ツルハルバイトが騙されて、私たちは
どうやら電子体を囚われ、長期にわたりこの施設で働かされていたようです。
よし、よくボスを殺さなかった。
モホークが止めてくれました。頼りになる相棒です。
俺の務めだ。
彼女らの囚われている場所を特定できました。
アークに救援要請。支 PDF には任せておけん。
いや、たく資金集めにしても方法を選べって感じだな。
We actually let the CDF take control of them before.
そのことなんですが、どうも単なる資金集めだけではなさそうです。
Rain responds to me personally.
というと、
アキさんが確かめたのですが、彼女たちは皆アーク社のチップ保有者です。
Huh.
そして彼女らとセクサロイドの体験情報はセカンドチップを通して AI に流し込まれています。そう、私はその流れを遡ってここに来た。
Aki sends out a chant that only I can hear, along with her hand-drawn graph.
じゃあそれが原因で空が再起動したとか？
それはありえない。おそらくは空を AI の踏み台に使っただけ。
しかし一体何のために？情報を AI に流し込むなんてまるで学習でもさせているような、そんなアークの真似事のようなことをしてドミニオンに何の得がある？
まさかと思うけど。
Suddenly, Aki's chant gets cut short in an unnatural manner.
どうした？アキネ！
敵襲！正体不明のカスタ抜き！アキさん、逃げて！
Oh my god, are we gonna really have to fight again? I hastily sync my vision with Rain's and examine the situation. That's Father Gregory's. She's fighting a bizarre jet black simulacrum with chainsaws for hands.
レイン？
このままじゃ。
One of the chainsaws drops directly on her, cutting the visual feed. Panicking, I check the monitor. Rain's unit is badly damaged, but her life isn't in danger just yet.
レイン！アキネ！ちくしょう。今そっちに向かうからな。親父、手を貸してくれ。
おいおい、まさか。
親父、何をボケっとしている？ちゃんと指揮を取ってくれ。
すまん。モホーク、サポートを引き継いでくれ。
I mean, he was the one that killed Father Gregory, and this is probably his simulacrum.
引き継ぎずに敵を取れず。
Oh my god! I didn't expect there to be a fight right instantly. Jeez. Fucking hell, man, this game. There's way too many fights lately, guys. That's what I feel. My hands are starting to hurt too. The hand using the analog anyway. Can't believe I whiffed that. Jesus. The amount of enemy density is so crazy lately. It's a good thing I don't play in very hard. I think I would have been very stressed out in very hard. A bit too stressed out. Stop reading my inputs. More units. Oh, what the fuck? Forgot about these guys. The iron files. And then the bulls. Come on, do that thing, yeah. There we go. These guys are slow, so don't really care too much about them. The bull is a bit more annoying, I suppose. Oh, I didn't get the bull. Shit. Wow, that was awful. The bull hit me when I was like full gauged. Alright, I'll see you guys after this fight. Ugh. Alright, I'm back. Jesus.
敵はまだセキュリティコアにいる。
レインとアキネは
詳細不明が生きている。
そりゃ不幸中の幸いだ。レイン、アキネ。
I feel like the progression of the game is nice, but I really do wish the fact that I can just have better skills without needing to use the other garbage skills, guys. Such a shame. I arrive at the security core and see the black simulacrum. Rain's unit is at the base of its feet, and it's in a really sorry state. Her stomach part is wide open. If she was an avatar, her insides would be spread all over. Bound in an avatar net, Aki shouts my name. As I lock him in my sights, he opens his face window and speaks in a sonorous voice. A chiseled Slavic visage, a mild smile and glassy eyes. His bizarre facial features leave me momentarily speechless. So the boss lunatic enters the scene. The sure is sudden.
一体何を考えていやがるんだ。
すべてはソフィアのお導き。まずは君の大切な愛労をお返ししよ
He kicks Rain's unit toward me. I immediately look at her.
大丈夫。命に別状はありません。今は神父を早く。
I don't know if I can do that, to be honest, Rain. Calm down, Ko. Breathe. The priest has Aki, and Rain's too injured to fight. If you're not careful about this, you might endanger Aki's life. Yeah, that's about the only thing I can do here.
待っていたとか言ってたな。俺に何か用でもあるのかよ。
君に助言。ソフィアからの啓示を授
ける。そりゃ、なんとも教祖自らありがたいこったな。
Though I said that with nothing but sarcasm, the lunatic shithead nods in satisfaction.
我々には縁があるのだよ、門倉コーチに。君も理解できない絵にしがね。
絵にしだ。俺に狂信者の知り合いなんていたっけな。
あるとも。私、君、アキ君は深い絆で結ばれている。そして君の両親とも。
そりゃどういう意味だ。神様のもと、俺たち皆兄弟とかふざけたことでも言いたいのかよ。
それ以上の関係だ。ソフィアのもと、我々は皆家族。本来争う必要のない存在なのだ。
ふざけんな。いつてめえと俺が家族のちぎりを交わしたよ。
君たちはアークに縁の深い者たちだ。ならばやはり我々とは深い縁がある。我々とアークは引き裂かれた闇と光。それは一つの事象の裏表に過ぎ我々は共になきドクター・ノインツェーンの志を継ぐものだ。
Dr. Neunzen. That's the name of the long-dead madman and one of the greatest men of the era.
ドクター・ノインツェーン。あのマッドサイエンティストがどうかしたのかよ。
それはセーラ君に聞いてみたまえ。
Same answer. I put on a dubious look as he slowly nods.
ついでにもう一つ尋ねてみるといい。
Arc Project.
箱舟計画とは何ぞや。
Art project. What the hell is that? Wait, this isn't a time to think about this. This guy's a con artist, so taking him too seriously isn't good for the mind.
そんなことよりやっぱりあんたからは素直にドレクスラー機関の居場所を聞くべきだったな。
I slowly fixed my sights on him.
師匠に会いたいかね？
ああ。で、先生はあんたらがかくまっているのかよ。
いなとも言えるし、しかりとも言える。いずれにせよ会いたければ人に頼らず自分の手で探すことだ。
そうするさ。ちょうど目の前に何か知っていそうなやつがいるしな。
Sadly, the dialogue here doesn't change much. Even though he said it, he's holding Aki hostage. My old man finally arrives at the security core.
久しぶりだな、門倉英二君。安心したまえ。君の愛する妻は今頃真の世界で安息を味わっているはずだ。君は随分頑張ったが、残念ながらコネクターは完成したよ。そしてノインツェーンの意思は実現される。てめえ、
おじさま。
親父、今の話はどういう意味なんだ？
後にしろ。先代のことをよくお勉強したみたいだな。ご褒美をくれてやるから、ちょっと首を突き出してみせろや。
I'm not sure if we're gonna double team this guy. Oh. Already out of save slots.
さあ、真実を知りたければついてきたまえ。
てめえ、待ちやがれ。アキネーをどうするつもりだ。
ほう、ここは任せて先に行け。
Fuck you, man.
一人で大丈夫か、親父。
These guys are grunts. Let me handle this. You handle that.
バカ野郎。俺はてめえを種付けする前からうんざりするほど修羅場をくぐってい
Then
る。
you fight the big boss, bitch.
あとは任せた、親父。
さてと。さあ、時間がねえんだ。死にたいやつはまとめてかかってきやがれ。
モホーク、神父は終えているか？
もちろんだ。そのまま直進しろ。
私も先回りしている。このまま包囲して追い詰めるぞ。
Okay. God damn.
見えた。へい、指先。へい、はっ、指先。へい、当たれ。
Fucking hell, man. Stop it with these enemies. Stop with the many amount of enemies. God. The problem with these enemies is that, yeah, like I said, they're just way too tanky. And they scale way too much without me scaling since I'm not upgrading my shit. Jesus Christ. Fuck, they keep respawning too. Oh my god. Look at that garbage. 200 damage from that? Come on, do something. What's on the right side? There's another bull? What? I think I'm dead here. Oh my god. I think I'm probably close to to just putting things on normal soon, guys. Because my attacks just don't scale to the amount of enemies that are very tanky. As I said, sadly. Yeah, look at that. Dunzo. Alright, I think it's time for me to go on normal, sadly, guys. It just feels like my attacks just don't do any damage anymore, sadly. Such a shame. Can I change it from here? Yeah, I can. Alright. Shame I can't ever do very hard. But alas. Watch normal actually be very simple. I guess we'll see whether or not normal is simple. Yeah, it's normal now. Alright. The HP is still the same though, crazily. Even though it's on normal. But maybe the amount of enemy density is not going to be the same. I guess we'll see. No, the enemies is still the same. They're still respawning them. Oh, I think I'm actually doing a lot more damage to them. Or maybe they have a lot less HP. Jeez. Actually, I'm not too sure. Oh, that missed? That missed both of them. What the fuck? God damn it. I think they do a lot less damage, yeah, on normal. Yeah, that was my bad. Oh my god, can you please not do that? Alright. Okay, I'm not sure if my damage is actually all that different. I think it might actually be their damage that's being cut. And maybe the amount of them being, what's the word? Aggressive. I'm realizing this guy isn't as aggressive as when I was playing on hard mode. Yeah, I feel like it's the aggressivity of the attacks of these guys. I think that's what changes mostly. As for the attacks and the amount of damage, it kind of seems similar. Oof. Yeah, maybe like by 10% or something is the amount. I still feel these guys have way too much HP though. Fucking nuts. Come on, just do something here, Ball. I'm kind of scared of the bull actually doing damage to me. That's why I'm waiting for him to attack first. Instead of attacking him. Iron Hammer. I don't think that guy's new. Yeah, I feel like they also get their force gauge or force meter faster. That's why I'm doing a bit more damage to them. At least that's what it feels like. That might be it, yeah. That might be what changes between hard mode and easy mode. They kind of increase their gauge a bit faster. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stick to normal now, guys. Hard mode is a bit too rough with me not being able to scale.
急いでるってのによ。
こう遊んでる場合じゃねえだろ。
もう片付けたのかよ親父。
当たり前だ。逃しはしねえ。とっとと片付けて神父を追うぞ。
Alright, you handle this, Dad. Yeah, it's definitely the way their AI works. They are not as aggressive. Probably because, like I said, their gauge goes by way too quickly. Okay, there's a couple more units here. There is just way too many enemies though. Or sorry, not enemies, battles in this route. This is like the first new chapter of the route. I just feel like it's way too excessive. It's way too excessive, yeah. Come on, do your thing. That's the irony, guys. What the hell is my dad even doing, man? Advent. Damn, he's doing a really good job. I think I also heal a lot more HP when I like kill enemies on normal mode. There's no way my HP should be at that high.
Kasaの件、作戦が終わったら詳しく聞かせてもらうからな。
ああ、分かっている。
まずい、大佐。
勘弁してくれ。なんだ、この上何が起きるってんだ。
構造体周囲にシュミクラムが多数実体化。
所属は
5件。
急ぐぞ、こう。これ以上の三つどもえの戦いは勘弁だ。なあ。
先回りできました。これより神父を追い込みます。
観念しろ、神父。てめえは袋のネズミだ。
5秒以内に助走しろ。5、4、3。
わかる。上層しよう。
The priest shifts into his avatar. He's holding Aki in his hands, much like one with a bride. Though he looked like he was about to give in, he suddenly jumps through a nearby avatar door. He quickly shifts into our avatar. We quickly shift into our avatars and go after him. Upon entering the room, we aim our guns at the priest. All that's left is to capture him.
さて神父、なんでアキネーをさらった？
私もまだ修行中の身だ。釣り逃した魚は大きい。この国では言うのではなかったかね。
もっと分かりやすく言ってくれ。思わずトリガーを引きたくなる。
よかろう。彼女には神々の花嫁、もしくはその替え添え人になってもらうつもりであった。今回は仕方がない。諦めるとしよ
う。He forms a discomforting smile, and a moment later, a black gate appears at the base of his feet. Fuck, a loophole.
また会おう、フェンリルの諸君。
So he got Aki.
てめえ、逃がすかよ。
Even as he's being shot at, the priest who's still holding Aki tries to jump into the loophole. That's Mohawk, eh? Mohawk suddenly appears out of seemingly nowhere and tackles the priest with all his might, making him drop to the ground. That made Gregory let go of Aki, who goes straight into the hole. By the time I hear his warning, I'm already in the loophole. I'm surrounded by darkness and a dizzying warmth. I can hear Aki's voice. Apparently, she's the cause of the warmth. Is this one of my school memories? She squints her eyes and pats my head. Oh, sorry about that. I was using the tissue and it rubbed against the mic. After that, she puts her warm hands on my cheeks. Then she brings me closer to her and rubs them thoroughly. I couldn't agree more. Aki's caresses make it feel like I'm melting. But are these really my memories? I don't recall this ever happening. Suddenly, I regain my consciousness. It's warm. I feel like I'm covered in a heated fluid. What a nice smell. But what's with these voices? I open my eyes and see many women covered in a strange slime. Are we really gonna use like the aphrodisiac slime thing again in this route? I try moving out of it, but that only makes me sink deeper. I can't swim through it either. The slime's just too heavy. Fortunately, my body's floating at the top, letting me move my head. I look around and see her body sinking right beside me. Oh yeah, I was able to catch her while we were falling. I try to grab her arm, but my hand just slips away, and it seems like it'll keep happening unless I grab more of her. With no other choice, I embrace my second cousin. My whole body's slippery, and it doesn't look like I'll be able to get out by myself. Shifting to my simulacrum isn't an option either. If I do that, I might crush them all. My chant gets no response. Looks like there's a jammer in place. Fuck, my body's heavy. Not only that, but it's hot as well. My skin feels like it's on fire. The scumbags actually train to kidnap girls by making them choke on aphrodisiac. If this keeps up, I might get aroused by Aki. Is that Sora's voice? I quickly get up and look to the one talking. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I lost consciousness while holding Aki in. But yeah, I'll probably just cut that for people on YouTube. It's really not important. Like, it's so weird. Sure, we were in an area where people were having sex or whatever, but why the hell would the priestess have this area here for people like that? My heart is overwhelmed by an intense feeling of loss. There's no way she could be Sora. The girl known as Sora Minazuki no longer exists in this world. Before I realize it, we were pulled out of the slime pool. She lightly nods. I take a deep breath and think what I must do in this situation. I cannot but wonder why I didn't do this the first time. I examine her ID. What I get is XN812 X4R S001 AN79.
エージェント。
でも、君の ID はクーと同じだ。
ID は、そう。けど、ありえない。空は死んだ。クーは稼働。不可。
確かにそうなんだけどな。君を再起動させたのはドミニオンなのか？
多分。違う。
君は一体何の目的で俺の前に現れたんだ？
あなたの 生存目的、生存する理由は？
None.
さあな。俺は哲学は苦手なんだ。
私もわからない。存在理由不明。
She mutters those words, then looks directly into my eyes.
私、人形じゃない。
ああ。
私は空でもない。じゃあ、私誰？
I think at this point, guys, I'm kind of sick of the battles. Probably because one, I don't really feel like the battles are evolving in any way, and two, it does prolong the game a bit too much in my opinion. I do feel like the first 3 routes were fine on their own, but as I think about it, I feel like the progression of this game is very bad. Like, we learn new information every new route, but it feels like we're just being drip feed, like small information, and I'm starting to dislike that. I felt like I was gonna dislike it, but it's getting to the point where I'm like, wow, this is a bit too much. This is going too long, you know? And it's still happening on the second game. Sad to say. As if waiting for my answer, she looks at me with her clear eyes. I guess I'm gonna withhold judgment until the end of this route. For, you know, the finale and stuff.
誰？何って言われても、それは俺が知りたいことで。
I look at her ID again, and sure enough, it's exactly the same as Ku's. And even if I didn't have that, I can tell that she's not just a doll or an NPC simply by looking at her vivid expressions.
やっぱり君はクーに違いない。どんな理屈で再起動したのかわからないけど。
She doesn't respond. Without saying anything, Agent turns away from me.
おい、ちょっと待ってくれ。俺はもっと君のことが知りたいんだ。
誰かが来た。私もまだ私のこと知りたい。
Suddenly, she disappears. All I can do now is check up on Aki. Her pulse is stable and it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with her body. I lightly hit her shoulder, making her open her eyes.
アキネ、しっかりして。
ここは
神父に囚われたのを覚えていない？なんとか取り戻すことはできたんだけど。
そういえば。
She slowly gets up and looks around in a dazed manner.
シュチュ肉林。
She finally realizes how she looks and quickly drops to the floor to hide herself.
エッチって、
こうに裸見られた。
ごめん。でも見たくて見たわけじゃ。
というか、こうも裸。
Shit, I actually forgot that my clothes were melted too. I quickly cover my crotch.
何をしげしげと見てんだよ。
だって、ごめん。
For no apparent reason, we just look at each other and start laughing.
よくわからないけど、こう、私を助けてくれた。
Technically, it was Mohawk, but I did jump in and try to save you.
まだ、それを言うには早いと思うけど。
やっぱり正義の味方。
Despite the situation, I'm feeling at peace right now. I guess all the danger is making her gentleness all the more obvious. I'm so glad I didn't lose her. I have to do everything to get her out of here.
アイテムに着替えはあるかい？
これでも、私、女性。
We both materialize clothing and cover our bodies. Alright, now on to other problems.
アキネ、この部屋をスキャンできるかい？
出口らしきものはなし。ジャマー作動中。
This chapter, I'm gonna have to say though, is way, way too long.
外壁を破って脱出するしか。
This is still chapter 7.
くだらんな貴様の人生
Like, I get this is a new, like, game or whatever. I'm guessing that because this is a new game. Like, the first 6 chapters are just stuff you can just skip. But my goodness.
でもこんなところで重火器をぶっ放したらプールの女の子たちを巻き添えにしかねないよ。
困った。でも電子体じゃどうにも。
I feel like I'm getting a bit restless with the chapters and the length of this game.
待って。物音がする。
Isn't that the sound of a moving simulacrum? I strain my ears and it soon becomes even more intense and metallic. It's as if something is being cut apart. I look to the source of the sound and see dancing sparks.
まさか神父が来やがったのか。
おそらく違う。
Soon enough, a large part of the wall is completely cut out, and the red-hot cross-section forms a blood-colored quadrangle. Then it gets torn down, exposing a crimson simulacrum.
ドミニオンか。
The simulacrum looks around the room before facing us. I can't tell if we're dealing with an enemy or a friend, which is why I'd better prepare for the worst.
アキネ、合図したらプールに飛び込んで。もしかしたらシュミクラム戦に。
待って。
She grasps my arm and stops me. Then she takes a step forward and looks up at the simulacrum's head.
ちょっと、アキネ。
外見を変えてもコアの部分は共通。渚千夏。違う？
The simulacrum takes a step back and signals with its hands.
ここから出ろって言ってるみたい。
この場はおとなしく言うことを聞くしかないか。
We pass by the unit and get out into the structure's hallway. Where the hell were we anyway?
おい、お前千夏なのか？
やっぱりバレちゃうもんなんだね。
She cancels her simulacrum and reverts back to her avatar, ponytail and all.
まさかお前だったとはね。
こうに鍛えてもらったおかげだね。おかげでこんな時代でも職があるんだから。
俺はそんなつもりでお前を誘ったわけじゃ。ってまあ、俺も人のことは言えないか。
Following my words, Chinatsu points her gun at me.
千夏。
で、神父はどこ？
Ah, so she broke into that room while searching for him.
わからない。俺たちはあの部屋に閉じ込められていたんだ。
I guess a loophole doesn't make you jump into a different instance. It just teleports you to another part of the instance.
嘘を言ってるわけじゃなさそうだね。
Despite her words, Chinatsu is still pointing her gun at us.
千夏。どうして？
ごめん先輩。あなたに聞きたいことがあるんだ。
おい、千夏、何の真似だ？俺はともかく、アキネは民間人なんだぞ。
悪い。私だってこんなことはしたくない。けれど、立場がそうさせてくれないんだ。
Going by her expression, Chinatsu is absolutely serious. However, her eyes make it seem like she's pleading.
立場って、一体どういうことなんだよ。
Yeah, I think what bothers me the most is the fact that even though I, as a character, know about all of this information from all the other routes, Ko, because he doesn't remember all of the information I get, he just keeps being the dumbass that he is.
それは後で教えてあげる。頼むから言うことを聞いて。あんたたちに乱暴な真似はしたくないな。
It kind of reminds me of playing Yuno back in the day, where, you know, even though I experienced a lot of the routes, the main character never truly experienced those. And it's even worse in that game because it's supposed to be a time travel game. In this one, I get that it's not time travel, but the fact that Ko is acting like this and there's barely divergence in his actions. The only divergent is really just the fact that we chose a different main heroine. And I really dislike that. Aki grabs hold of my sleeve.
千夏が傷つけ合うなんて見たくない。
わかった。降伏する。だから頼む。あの部屋の女の子たちを。
大丈夫。救援を呼んだ。あの子たちは我々が責任を持って助け出す。
我々ね。察するにゴーとか。
ご名答。分かったらさっさと歩いて。
Well, I guess we find out about Chinatsu being in good a lot faster, but I guess we'll see. I'm gonna withhold judgment until, like I said, after I finish this new route right here. And so, still at gunpoint, we start walking through the structure. Soon enough, we arrive at a large hatch.
ここから外へは一直線だ。外に出たら本体に引き渡す。
どうでもいいが、民間人を拉致るのは ROE に違反してないか。
だから自発的協力を願ってる。ほう。私の銃はあんただけを狙ってるよ。
千夏、私が協力するから。
Suddenly, I hear loud sounds coming from behind hatch.
どうやらドンパチの真っ最中らしいな。千夏、お前の仲間か。
邪魔するんじゃねえ。このクソカルトどもめ。俺の一人息子がピンチなんだよ。そこをどけ。
Dad, that's definitely his voice. I'd recognize it anywhere. Did he fight his way here just to get to me and Aki?
物陰に隠れて。逃げようとするんじゃないよ。
Suddenly, the sounds abate. Chinatsu pushes herself against the edge of the hatch and slowly takes a look behind it. Gun still in hand, she turns completely still. I look over her shoulder and almost lose my words.
おいおい、なんだこりゃ。
The entire floor, as far as the eye can see, is covered by destroyed simulacrums and viruses.
スクラップ置き場？
いや、スクラップになったのはついさっきのことらしいよ。
They really want to hype up your dad. Surrounded by the remains, a single simulacrum still stands. It's the incarnation of the head of Fenrir, my father, and it's called Nidhogg, the Malice Striker.
あんたの親父さん、まだ趣味クラブに乗っていたんだね。
まあな。
Chinatsu's forehead is covered in sweat. Though it's not something I want to feel, even I'm a bit scared. Did he actually take care of so many enemies all by himself? From what I can tell, there's more of them than a single platoon.
さすがあんたの親父だね。南米のゲリラ組織を民間人ごと全滅させたって噂。どうやら本当みたいだね。
I mean, what about me? All of those guys, they're just way too many. Fuck those things, Shinatsu.
この話はやめろ。
こう、アキちゃん、無事だったのか。
His simulacrum looks at us. With perfect precision, he directs the large firearm at Chinatsu, making sure that Aki and I are outside the line of range, or line of fire. That alone speaks volumes about his experience.
どうやら形勢逆転みたいだね。
Chinatsu raises her hands and places her gun on the floor.
分かっているよ、アキネ。
I take the gun and point my thumb towards the hatch.
行け、千夏。お前を捕らえるのは俺の任務と関係ない。いいよな、親父。
He silently lowers the gun. Fenrir has no intention of fighting Goat here.
悪いね。
待って、千夏。
Aki stops her. I guess we're not gonna have Chinatsu go to Arvel City. They're probably exchanging a chant. The light surprise in Chinatsu's expression makes it all too obvious.
先輩。そう。私、千夏の先輩。
I mean, I don't know whether or not they're going to still make what happened in the previous game the same here. I'm gonna guess that all of my previous knowledge of all the previous routes are gonna be a lot different in this new dive too.
ありがとう。気持ちだけもらっておくよ。
But I guess we'll see. Hopefully it is, because if it is different, then you know, it's gonna be new stuff. But what I am not gonna like is the fact that all of the other routes are gonna be a lot lengthier. Because I said the slow burn is actually killing me right now. Without turning around, Chinatsu runs into the hatch.
一体何を話していたの？
それは後で。
ドジ踏んだみたいだな、バカ息子。
As Chinatsu leaves, Dad walks up to us in his avatar.
すまん、助かった。
当たり前だ。息子のピンチに駆けつけなきゃ 親父の面目丸つぶれだからな。
My old man laughs in a bashful manner. That phrase would have probably made me snap before, but seeing the mountain of remains makes any such feelings disappear.
感謝する。ありがとうよ、親父。
水臭いこと言うんじゃねえ、息子。
He slaps my shoulder a few times. For some reason, his hand feels larger than usual.
ところでこう、あの女兵士とはどういう関係だ？ただの顔見知りって感じでもなかったが。
それは後で報告する。とりあえずあいつのおかげでアキネは救出できた。
ご苦労だった。趣味クラムへはシフトできるか？
ああ、アキネ、急ごう。
I shift into my simulacrum, take Aki and start running. It's still crazy to me that we're not at the end of the chapter. We arrive at the rendezvous point where everyone else is waiting for us in their avatars. Because, including the previous episode, this chapter has been going on for 4 hours. 4 hours plus. And that never happened. I get that this is a new game, but what the fuck? Upon seeing us, Major Shizzle sighs in relief.
ご心配おかけしました。それで神父は
I feel like, to some degree, I understand that this game is made to be 2 parts. And that, you know, they want to bloat out the second game with new content, right? But at the same time, I feel a bit awkward now because I thought that I know how the progression of the chapters were going to be from here on out, and then it's so different in this chapter.
逃げられたよ。
神父の救援に来たらしい信者どもが捨て身で襲いかかってきてな。
狂信者というのは始末に終えん。
She makes a sour expression. Mohawk is standing right at her side, and at his feet there's Rain, all covered in blood.
注意、よくご無事で。
ああ、お前こそ大丈夫なのかよ。
命に別状はありません。切られたのが腹部で幸いでした。
She smiles with a pallid expression on her face. It's in contrast with the stomach area of her clothing, all red with blood.
まったく気丈なお嬢さんだ。さあ、作戦終了。急いで撤収するぞ。
Suddenly, Aki falls to the ground.
どうしたの、アキネ？
ほっとしたら腰が抜けて。
なんだ。
ひどい。私、民間人なのに。
ごめん。さあ、捕まって。
I had a chuckle and lent her a hand. Then I hear curse-like words reminiscent of the rumbling earth.
一体何事だ？
頭上注意。
They're saying goat. Stars are shining in a virtual sky. It's the light from a horde of simulacrums with their burners active. They materialize in the sky and descend one after the other.
こちら東郷軍対 AI 対策班。この領域に仮想特別法277条 B 項の規定に基づく制圧任務を遂行します。シュミクラムを装備している者は直ちに除装しなさい。武装している者は無警告で破壊します。
Angry shouts are accompanied by gunfire. Among all that, I even hear some explosions. Next up is a horde of naked and half-naked people rushing from the structure's exit.
お前ら逃げろ。僕はゴードとドミニオンの殺し合いになってるぞ。お楽しみを邪魔され、フォーラムの住民たちが逃げ出したか。
よし、難民に紛れ別の構造体から脱出しろ。ここから直に逃げればゴートにトレースされる恐れがあるからな。
高注意。少尉は俺が、お前は姉を。
ああ、すまん。さあ、アキネ、俺の背中に捕まって。
やだ。恥ずかしい。みんなが見てる。
あのね、そんなこと言ってる場合かよ。
ちょっと。
I take Aki by force and start running. Right next to us, Mohawk is carrying Rain.
注意。アキさんが無事でよかったですね。
ああ、これもお前やみんなのおかげだ。お前も無事でよかった。ありがとう、レイン、モホーク。
どういたしまして。
とにかくこれでよし。
With that, we leave the battlefield safe and sound. Can we get the end of the chapter? Oh my god! This chapter is fucking 4.5 hours long. If each chapter is going to be like this, and there's 3 routes, 7 times 8. No, there's no way each of the chapters are going to be 4 hours, because that alone would make this route fucking crazy, which is about 20 hours. So hopefully this might be a one-off thing. I guess we'll have to see on the next episode. Like I said, I don't mind whether the game goes longer or not. What I do mind is the fact that it's a slow-burning game, and the slow-burning thing really is getting to me now. Like I said, I don't usually mind games that are long, right? Heck, I played Amayui so much that I played like for hundreds of hours of it. This, in comparison, probably only has maybe less than 100, maybe about 80 to 90 hours so far. But the problem is the progression of the story. It feels weird, the progression of the story in this game. You get new information, but I'll have to see. But okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Give this video a like if you guys like it. Sub if you guys haven't. Patreon to be getting these episodes early access along with everything uncensored. There's only some minor censoring in this episode, and it's not really something that I enjoy anyway. So you guys probably don't even want to see that, to be honest. So, but yeah, also for people on YouTube that aren't on Patreon just yet, feel free to become a free member, because that's gonna be where I put first episode previews of future playthroughs. Right now it's 1:35 p.m., so I'm gonna just be eating some food, drink my pre-workout, go to the gym, and I'll probably just get ready for coaching my friend. I don't think I'll be able to record like a bit for MBU. I'll probably just do it after I go back from the gym after coaching my friend anyway. So with that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Baldr Sky. See ya.